Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be reviewing Leviathan Wakes. Man, I am late. This book has been on my TBR for ages. I saw the Expanse season 1, loved it, and then, I just didn't have that subscription anymore, so I never, continued, and then it got canceled and picked up by Amazon. I'm like, oh, let me watch it again. But then, I have kids, and it's very hard to watch the things I want to watch around kids. Because kids they talk, So I like to just put things on where I don't have to, zone in and pay attention. Parents know. Parents understand. So, let me just say, phenomenal book. Absolutely. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I will say, so this was the book that we read for my the Fantasy Fanatics book club that I host at Barnes & Noble. And I will say we all had, pretty much the general consensus was the beginning of the book is slow. The beginning of the book is slow, but I think we all agree that it's slow with intent, and I like books that are slow with intent. We're getting a sense, and this is what I like, we're getting a sense of the universe and the world that Corey's building here without it being info dumping and without it really slowing down the pace. Julie's arc, there's a little horror there. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of unsettlingness to it. With Holden, the Cant gets destroyed. Remember the Cant. The Cant gets destroyed. And he's, one of 3 survivors, right? And then you have Miller. I think Miller's whole opening arc for me was probably my favorite part because it was very noir. It was something, I could watch it in black and white. It had a very noir aesthetic to it, He's hired to do a kidnap job. He stumbles upon something else. He won't give up on Julie. He's investigating something. And, back in the day, he used to be, the best of the best. And then, shit happened, and now he gets all the shit jobs because no one can rely on him. He's an alcoholic. Wife left him. He's a beat-up detective. So I like the noir aspect of it. It is really slow. I will say it is slow, but again, what Corey does is build the atmosphere. You're building the atmosphere. You're building to something, and you can tell that it's building to something, even from that opening chapter. And then you're going back and forth between Miller and Holden and Miller and Holden. There is intent there that you can feel, And for me, the moment the story really takes off and has the snowball effect is when Holden and Miller meet. And, Miller's just killing guys left and right. Gotta get out of this life. Pew, 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 pew. And Holden's like, you gotta stop killing people, dude. It was a really, really good book. I liked the sci-fi element to it. I like that we're in space. What I did love as well was the belt speech, which for me, shockingly enough, it looks like gibberish, but I was still able to understand everything that was being said. I got it from context. I didn't have to scratch my brain about it. And I think that that's really, really good when an author is able to create kind of their own language, but it's a mixture of languages, it's a hodgepodge. I think my friend, Jeff, I think he called it sailor speech or boat speech, something like that, where they form their own language in order to, communicate since everyone's from somewhere else. So I never really knew of that. So to see that implemented here in the Belter area, I thought was really, really good. What I also really loved? The horror element. Yes, I did. You got a rib cage walking along with intestines hanging from it. I mean, like, it's great. It's like something out of Dead Space, dude. It was so good. I liked the horror element, but I liked how it was there, but didn't take away from the sci-fi aspect. You know, it was there, it existed, but it wasn't the whole story. And I just love the different directions the story was going, but it remained very cohesive and very easy to follow. I mean, I lost myself in this book. And when I was like physically reading it, I got the audiobook because I'd be physically reading it and it's like, shit, my lunch break is over. I need to go back to work. Audiobook. Because I didn't want to put it down. So I would go back and forth between the audiobook and the physical book, and it was so well done. The last quarter of it, I was just like sitting in bed just reading it, and I'm like, I can't put it down, and I don't want to put it down. It had me hooked from beginning to end, and the sci-fi element was built up. I liked the character dynamics between Holden and Naomi. I like how she called him out on his shit. I liked Fred too. I forgot the name of the scientist, but I was glad when Miller shot him because he had to die. I mean, there's a general agreement. He had to die. He was a piece of shit. He had to die. Like, Miller's like, absolutely the fuck not. You're going to convince everyone to go on with your nutcase experimentation. Like, absolutely fucking not. Pew! And that was like the last straw for Holden. But, I mean, even Naomi's like, he was right to do it. And he's like, no, he wasn't. He can't be judge, jury, and executioner. It's like, you're right. But in this instance, he was also right to do it. So I like the character dynamics. I like the tension in the scenes. I like the pacing, the structure, the whole way the story just developed. I mean, I was hooked, and I'm so mad it took me for this long to read it. I'm so happy the publisher is continuing with the collector's editions because I have the first 3, and I need a fucking matching set, okay? It was really well done. I thoroughly enjoyed it. 5 stars for me, even though it did have a slow pacing in the beginning. It built to something, and you could tell that it was building to something. It wasn't a lot of info dumping either. It was strategically structuring the world so that we could understand the world that we're in, like the state of our universe. How has it evolved to this point? So I liked it, thoroughly enjoyed it. No notes. It was so well done. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, and hopefully I can get around to finishing watching the Expanse series. I mean, like, keeping my fingers crossed here. We'll see. I think the kids are old enough now. 4 or 6? Yeah. They could probably watch it alongside me. Nah. They're gonna chat. They're gonna chat a lot. It's okay. I love my kids. That's just kids for you. They're little chatterboxes. But in any case, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with other book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.